Okay, hey Sebastian, we're live. Let's get this thing started. Before we get into the questions, you want to just give a quick introduction to who you are, what your company is, what you guys do, and sort of anything you might want to share with the audience?
Sure, Georgie. Thank you for inviting me. I am Sebastian. I am born and raised in Colombia. I started a lead generation company actually because I own a food manufacturing company. It's based out of Colombia, and the way I started that company was because I was looking for ways to get into the U.S. market, and I came across cold email and came across the Lead Academy guys, Georgie and Tyler. Started following them, joined Lead Academy, and it gave me really good results for my other business to kick it off the ground and find my first clients in the U.S. Now I'm living in Miami, and then I decided that since this was giving me such good results, then I would start a lead generation service as well. So this is how the business got started. We've been in business for a couple months. I've been a member of Lead Academy as well for a couple months, and it's been giving me really good results.
Yeah. Wow, that I honestly didn't even know about that about you. So you actually got started in the food manufacturing industry,
Yeah.
used cold email as a channel to actually sell your own product, and then it
Hmm.
worked so well for you that you ended up going and starting an agency around lead generation. Do I understand correctly?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. So I wanted to get my first clients in the US, and I
Mhm.
didn't know anyone in the US, and I thought, okay, let me find ways to actually generate leads. And it gave me such good results with cold email that I just decided, hey, let me just go all in on this as well. I still have the food manufacturing business. We sell to a bunch of clients in the US, but then I also started the cold email agency.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's very good to know. Can you tell me a little bit more about the food manufacturing business, just out of curiosity? Like, what's that about?
Yeah. Yeah, so we manufacture healthy snacks, pretty much chips. We have lentils. We have a portfolio with like six products at the moment. I cater to the biggest retail stores in Colombia, of course, and I already started getting clients in the US. Actually, I got introduced to Winn-Dixie, which is a big name in Florida. They're a big supermarket, and I also got Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx from cold email. So I just
Wow.
closed on them. I just closed them a couple of weeks ago, and I got introduced to them by with cold email. So this is why I'm telling you, like it gave me such good results that I decided, hey, let me just help other people with this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to hear. And you said that the first time you heard about cold email was from mine and Tyler's content?
Yeah, yeah. So I was
Wow.
looking for ways to find leads in the US, and I came across.
Yeah.
I think it was you first. I saw your videos, and I literally went like step by step, like buy the domain, buy the email, like messed it up a couple times, but it gave me good results with a very small campaign. I think it was my first ever campaign. I was like, let me try
Yeah.
this. It was not even a big list. It was like 400 leads, but I got like a 12% reply rate. So it
Hmm.
was it was really good. I got like 16 opportunities from that. So it was really good from the get go. So this is why I decided to like help other people with this.
Yeah, that's honestly really crazy to hear because I know a lot of people who get into code email like with the purpose of, starting an agency that just is their main business. But I don't know many people who actually use code email for themselves first, saw that it ended up working out very well, and then going and trying to make an agency around it. So that's a very interesting story. I also think that cold email in those industries like manufacturing is something that's very interesting, right? A lot of people don't do code email, and I know that getting into these big chains like Costco, like Whole Foods, like all these big chains is very valuable, especially to someone who can own, a food manufacturing business. So that could be a very interesting angle that you could even try out for yourself, right, in your campaigns of trying to help other food manufacturing companies get into these big chains, because I know that's a very valuable thing to have. That could end up being a lot of revenue for a client. So that makes sense. I guess when you joined Lead Academy originally, what made you want to join? Because what was it, like tools more? Was it the community? What kind of was the main inspiration behind joining?
I feel like it was the details, right? So whenever you find like content on YouTube, it's very good for like getting started, right? And you can
Hmm.
find content online that it's really good to like get your feet off the ground. But now when you really want to get things serious, you want to know the details, right? Like, and the things that they don't teach in those videos. So
Yeah.
since I started following you, I started following Tyler. I was like, I found out that you also had an academy, which is actually was not very expensive at the time, and I was like, let me give this a try. Went in, I saw that there was like a full community. You guys are also very responsive, so that is one thing that's also very good, because I've done a couple of other courses, and so it's good when the heads of the course are always like super involved. So I've had a couple of chats with Tyler as well, with you on private. So that's always really good, and all of the value that you're getting just for the price that you offer it is insane. Like you have scrapers, which I use probably every single day. You have the way you set up the copywriting, the resources. It's also game changer. Like I literally I was struggling probably in the first month, and I had a call with Tyler, and I was like, hey, can you help me review the copy? I think it's something with my copy. Can you help me with it? And he saw it in like 10 seconds. He was like, I already know what's wrong with this. And it's like, it's too much information, and like I was doing the copy the way like
Hmm.
most YouTubers or cold email experts tell you, which is
Yeah.
like a intro, personalization, all of these buzzwords that at the end of the day don't add value, but they're just making it longer. And Tyler was
Of
like, you
course.
got to make it shorter, go to the point, go straight to the point. Think of it as if it was like social media, right? Like
Hmm.
nowadays we're so used to consuming short content, that's also how we should approach email as well. Like people are bombarded with emails every single day, and like when Tyler taught me that, I implemented that, and I went probably from 3 clients all the way to 10 clients within like 2 weeks. So it's been
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that's actually really great to hear. I think that what you just said, in an essence, is why I feel like Lead Academy is one of the better programs out there. Obviously, I have a bias because it is my program, but we actually still run a lead generation agency, which I feel like a lot of people who have these courses, they don't run what they're teaching anymore, right? Now, there aren't really many competitors to Lead Academy, right? Like, because there just aren't that many courses that go over this sort of material. But the ones that do go over this sort of material, there's like their founders don't even run agencies anymore, right? They ran agencies in the
Right.
past. They supposedly got results in the past, but like there is no agency anymore. And I mean, you know this because you've been in code email for a while now as well. Things change very, very often, right? The type of scripts that work, they change, right? And I'm not going to name any names, of course, but I know a lot of different course creators who are promoting these different script writing styles, right? Promoting these different types of call to actions, these different types of values, which I know for a fact personally are not working as well as they used to, right? And I know this because we ourselves have dozens of clients and we're testing things constantly. And I'm seeing that, hey, the longer script doesn't work. Hey, this call to action doesn't work, right? And when I see these other people constantly promoting the same thing months and months and months and months and months for the same time, it doesn't make sense, right? Like for us, right, you mentioned that you like the program. One thing that we're actually doing right now is we're redoing the entire course because
Mm-hmm.
the place that cold email is at right now and the place that cold email was when we made the course a couple months ago is not the same place. So
Yeah.
to have the most relevant information, we have to redo the entire program now because all of that information needs to be updated, right? Of course, it's not like colossally different. It's not like, everything has changed, but things have changed a little bit. And if you're going to learn it, then you might as well have the most up to date information. So I'm really glad that like other people are seeing what we're talking about, what we're preaching, which is that this style of scripting and this style of copywriting is what works now. And we know that because we have clients now, not because we had clients, not because we think this, not because this is how we feel, but because we have cold, hard data to prove it. So that's really good to see that you guys are benefiting from that. Are you guys also just like on that quick, short ROI based like script style right now? Is that what you guys are doing mostly?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And I want to be honest. At the beginning, it was because it gave me great results on my business, because of course I
Mm-hmm.
know everything about my food manufacturing business. I know my clients. I know all of the language. But it was hard for me at the beginning to give good results for my clients, for the first couple of
Mm-hmm.
clients that I got. And then I switched to like this more of a direct offer, or more direct messaging type of copywriting, and it changed everything, literally everything, because it's like it just makes sense, right? Like people know when you are using AI. People know when you are like giving a fake compliment. People know that you're not really taking the time to like look into their LinkedIn page unless you actually put like a lot of detail. And even if you do, they don't
Yeah,
have the time to read everything
of
about it.
course.
Maybe one or two, of course. But if you really want to have like good results, like a lot of replies, the things that you guys teach in the academy is gold. Honestly, is really gold. And even if somebody just doesn't want to go over the course, just the scrapers alone are a game changer. Like I haven't seen that anywhere
Hmm.
else. Like yeah, I would just pay the membership just to get the scrapers, because that itself is worth the price that you guys are putting out there for. So the scrapers are a game changer. Like you have all of the built with the Gatlaka, the store leads. Like I've done all of them, and I've probably gotten so many meetings just from those from using those scrapers that I feel like people are just gonna get their value just by using the scrapers. And now if you
Hmm.
add the all of the details that you teach in the course are also very good. One thing that I feel like it really helped me. It was also all of the onboarding process of the client. Like I was lost there because everyone's teaching like how to set up the records, how to do the copy, how to get the list. Like that is something you could find online. Like how to onboard the client, how to get
Hmm.
the contract details, how to make it seamless, how to, like all of these little details
Yeah.
that you don't see online. That is what at the end of the day makes it worth it. Because if you're trying to take this serious, then I really believe that you need to understand every single aspect and every single detail of like how you're going to have the client from cold to actually close, and not only close but onboarded, right? So I even
Hmm.
hired a couple of VAs from the website that you provided on the course. So yeah, I've used everything, right? And the course is great, but also I think something a lot of people may not understand is that the student also matters a lot, right? So like how you approach the course, it's
Hmm.
probably just as important as the information, right? Because at the end of the day, information is worthless until you use it. So I am literally, I have two screens here, and I'm just like, let me click literally where Georgie clicked in this video. Let me write it exactly how he did it. Like, if you approach this with if it's working for them, it has to work for me. I think it's going to be you're going to get a lot better results, of course, because you're teaching something that, as you said, you're also applying in the real world every single day.
Hmm.
So there is no reason why it shouldn't work for you. So that's been my experience.
Of course, yeah, and I'm really glad to hear that you are enjoying it to like the full extent, right? Like I want to like outline the two things you said there, which is number one, the details. So again, the details in the program are something that we wish we had when we were getting started, right? In the end of the day, we're building Lead Academy in a way where it's like the program we wish we had when we started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll give you a quick sneak peek for you and the audience. One thing that's going to be in the new program, which we're putting a lot of emphasis on, is what to do when you get chargeback and refund requests, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've experienced this yet, but in pretty much any agency owner's journey, there's going to be people who charge back, who request refunds, who start disputes. Even if you're not the one who's in the wrong, even if you're the one who completely service delivered as expected, people are still going to do that because in the end of the day, there's some people who are just scum, right? They're just going to try to scam you out of your hard-earned money, and you just can't really do anything about it unless you know how to mitigate these things. So, like as an agency that's been around for quite a while, we have strategies where we know how to get Stripe to the point where you won't get banned even if you do get disputes, right? Because if you have over a 1% dispute rate on your Stripe account, meaning like if you get one dispute in every 100 legitimate transactions, they have grounds to shut down your Stripe account. And if they shut down your Stripe account and you can no longer process payments, I mean, they're effectively crippling your business. And that's obviously a very big problem. We have strategies that we can use to make sure that doesn't happen. And things like this, I feel like I've never seen anybody talk about. I've never had
Yeah.
any course. I've taken courses from literally everybody in the book. Like every popular code email course, I've gone through it. Every popular SMA course, I've gone through it. And I've never seen any content that goes into like specific things like that. And that's exactly what we want to do with Lead Academy, which is share that information, because you can't really find it anywhere else, right? And everybody should know this information, because when that time comes around and you get that one client who isn't really being fair or considerate, you need to know what to do to protect yourself, right? So that's number one. I'm really glad that you are enjoying, I guess, like the details in the program, because that's something that we specifically put a lot of emphasis into. And then again, I mean, once again, the only reason that we know that this is helpful is because we use it ourselves, right? Again, we actually do this information. We actually use the stuff that we teach. And I feel like that's why Lead Academy has that effect to it, which is, it's actually relevant to agency owners. We're not teaching the theories behind it. We're teaching like real in the day stuff, right? Which I feel like is very rare on the market right now. Would you say that that's kind of similar to what you've experienced?
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Like, I feel like I've done a couple other courses, and I feel like it's exactly what you're saying. Like, they don't teach you how to run the business. They teach you how
Yeah.
to maybe deliver, but they don't teach you the day to day, which is just as important, right? Like, even the inbox management thing, like how do you manage your inbox? How do you know when to follow up? Like, and something so simple as just like have it colored, like have it like change the color whenever you have to follow up with the person. Like those little details.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, dude, these guys are, where do they get this stuff? And to me, it's been really, really, really great, really good experience. And also the community, man. The community, it's also something that I appreciate a lot, because of course most courses come with the community, but the community, when you have the heads interacting actively every single day. uh, I've been in so many courses where like the guy that you join the course for is so not involved that you almost never, um, you almost don't want to be interacting a lot within the community. But when I see like that you and Tyler are like actively responding to the questions, you're like complimenting people that are getting wins. When I see that, it's like, dude, these guys they know what they're doing. They are here to help us. Like, you also have the consulting side of it, which I've done a couple times. And as I said, like all of these little resources for the price that you guys are offering it for are
Mm-hmm.
honestly like you guys need to raise prices.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's always a good thing to hear from a business owner's perspective is we should raise prices. And again, I mean the whole reason why we made this program like the way that it is, because making a program on a monthly basis is not the conventional way of selling a course. The conventional way is like the thousand up front, the 2,000, 3,000, $4,000 up front, and then you kind of just like go and do whatever, or it's the annual plan. But again, like I feel like that's flawed. I feel like a lot of people are not going to trust you enough to put up $5,000 up front, and even for the ones that will, you're just kind of doing a disservice to them, because you're taking up all this capital when you could just do a monthly deal. And again, I think the best part is since Lead Academy isn't our main business, we don't have to do things like that. We have this fair model, which is just 50 to $100 a month, full refund if you want it, and you either use it or you
Oh,
don't use it.
it's
And what you
it's
said
great that you
earlier,
mentioned that. It's great that you mentioned that. And sorry that I caught you off, but
yeah.
that was actually the reason why I joined the course. So I was looking into some courses, right? And I was between yours and another guy. I don't think I should say his name, but he's also really good. He's really good in the space. I ended up also buying his course after like a month, but I decided to go with yours because to me, $100 a month, it's way better than 1K up front, because sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
also don't know what you're going to get until you actually pay for it. And there's no worse feeling that paying 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 bucks for something, and then you just feel like you're going to find the same information on YouTube, right? But $100 is what,
Mm-hmm.
2 meals? So yeah, I feel like that was also the thing, like the decision point for me to like, okay, let me try this. Like at the end of the day, it's me not going out to eat a couple times this month. So
Yeah. Of course, and you just talked about like people sharing their wins, and there's quite a bit of people sharing wins. But I've seen you share quite a couple wins, right? You signing clients, and I know you mentioned to me off this call that I think you started off when you joined with one client, and you're currently sitting at, I think you said 10 clients. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So the first client I signed wasn't even like a real sign, right? So I came in with one
Mhm.
client, but it was like he gave me like $400, and I would have to literally close the deal for them. Then I found how you guys structured the deals more like pay per call. So I changed my whole structure,
Mhm.
and since then I've closed 10 clients, and
Wow.
I've been in Lead Academy for little over 2 months.
Yeah. So is it safe to say that you found information from Lead Academy, which enabled you to sign 10 clients in about a month, you said?
100%, 100%. It's
Wow. I
100%
mean,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Like
that's crazy to hear because
I get my calendar booked every single day from the campaigns, and
yeah.
I'm telling you, like at the beginning, I was doing it was like a full month of like two clients I closed, and then I had the call with Tyler, and he told me about like change the script to like this, and
Mhm.
just those in this past month like eight more clients, and it's been insane, and
Wow.
I'm already on my way to close another four. I have like four that are like very hot, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really great to hear because, just like you said it yourself earlier, like a big part of the course is also like the student who's actually consuming the course. And on one side of the equation, we have people who join Lead Academy and then actually go and ask for that 7 day like no questions asked refund, right? But then we have other people on the complete other side, like you, who managed to close 10 clients in a month from the material. So it's really interesting to me how on one side you can have a person who doesn't seem to get $49 worth of value, but then another person like you who closes 10 high ticket B2B clients who's probably going to make you over $100,000 over their lifetime, right? It's really interesting how the student, how much of an impact has on the outcome from the program, because some people literally just can't even get $49 of value from it, and some people are able to completely change their business. So again, hats off to you, Sebastian. You're definitely one of the people who've actually used the program to the absolute max. I always see you in the logs channel requesting lists and everything too. So I know you're using the utilities. I know you're using everything. So again, man, hats off to you. I'm really glad that you're actually using the program because this is what it was made for. We didn't make it because we need someone's $49. Like we want to help people, but some people
Yeah.
just don't want to help themselves. So again, man, like great job.
No, thank you guys. Thank you. Honestly, you and Tyler, you guys are, and your whole team, of course, because I know, I'm pretty sure there's a whole team behind this. It's really helpful because especially when there's like so little information out there on how to do things, and you have like a couple of guys like you that are like actively trying to help people, it makes a whole difference. And what you're saying, like the student, it matters a lot, the mentality to which you approach the information that you're being given. Like you, as you said, like I try to be as active as possible. Like I probably I've rewatched the course probably 6 7 times, the whole thing, because I just whenever let's say I'm gonna do the copywriting, I go back to your videos and I'm like, okay, let me see how he said that I should do the offer. Let me see how I should do the copy. Let me find the 8 ways to actually validate an offer. And I revisit every single one of the chapters.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been really great for us, and I have a partner here, so yeah, it's been really great for us. It's helped us to go from zero to like 26K in like 2 months. So it's been really great. So thank you guys for putting this up, because at the end of the day is what you're saying. Like I'm pretty sure you guys have enough with just your lead generation service, so like you don't have to do this, and but just you taking the time to actually make the videos, answer the questions, have the community meetings, like be active, do the YouTube videos, like all of these things are like they add up. And I am like, I have your notifications and Tyler's notifications whenever there's a new YouTube video, because I'm just like, I'm gonna steal this. I'm just like, I know they're gonna do something that I'm gonna steal. So on a good note, of course.
Of course. Yes, Sebastian. Again, man, I'm really glad to hear that you're enjoying this stuff because, again, we've been posting content for a while. Obviously, there's no like direct payment for posting content. It's not like YouTube pays us to post videos. So, the stuff like this, like Lead Academy, is what makes it, justifies like the actual reason to go make these videos. But then even better, it's to think that the videos we're making are not just going into like thin air, but people are actually watching them and people are actually like enjoying them and actually getting value from them is honestly crazy to consider because like obviously like we make content for people, like we are making it with the intention of people watching it, but it's crazy to really sit there and like actually grasp like wow, like people really are watching this and it actually is helpful, and all this stuff that we talk about isn't just made up nonsense. It's actually real stuff. So that's really great to hear that you're actually enjoying everything. I know we're running over our interview time, so I don't want to keep taking any too much of your time, but is there anything that you want to share with the audience? Maybe you want to plug one of your social media profiles or anything like that, maybe your agency if anybody's looking for some sales calls, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, if you guys need more leads, contact me. My agency is called Leaders, so that's lead-rs, so Leaders. We are actively growing thanks to Lead Academy. My social media is S Galvez. That's GALVEZ1. S Galvez1. You can follow me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, well, X now. So, and yeah, just shout out to you guys. Shout out to you. This is not about me. It's about literally you guys. And there's just so many tools in there. So many tools in there that I couldn't be more thankful. Even whenever I have like questions, I'm just like, I'm gonna request a 30-minute meeting with Georgie or Tyler, and I know they're gonna answer all the questions. So yeah. So for anyone who is like thinking about, should I do this? Should I join cold email? Even if you don't have a lot of money, if you can borrow $50, $100 from your mother, from your dad, from anyone, and just at least try it for a month, you're gonna see the value in it. I guarantee that to every single one that's watching this, you're gonna get the value out of it. So if you're not willing to like invest into yourself, like don't expect your business to grow, right? Because your business is a reflection on the people who run it. So at the end of the day, the information is there, but it's up to us to actually use the information, revisit it, and apply it, of course, every single day. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for your kind words, Sebastian. But with that being said, I mean, I think that's about it for this interview. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope all of you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys all got some value. And until next time.